Okay, hey guys, we're back with part 4 of the cookie clicker tutorial. I got a new mic, so you should be able to hear me a bit better. So today what we're going to be doing is creating a development mode. That's just going to make it easier for us to sort of test things as we go along. And the way we're just going to do that is, if the development mode is on, we just give ourselves infinite cookies, because then we can just buy upgrades a lot easier and test things. So we'll just start with that. So we're going to use a Boolean variable to decide whether we are on the development mode or not. So let's just call it development mode, and it will start off as true. Make sure it's lowercase. If it's uppercase, it won't work. So it's going to start off as true because we're developing it right now. Keep making lines. So as soon as the script starts, we're going to test it. So if development mode equals true, this equals is sort of like a super equals. So it tests if this is equal to this, but also if it's the same variable type. So this is a Boolean, so it tests is it equal to true and is it Boolean. So if development mode super equals true, then we can give ourselves just a million billion cookies, whatever. You can make that whatever you want. So if we just load it up, we should start with that many cookies, and it's sort of just easier for us to buy things. So now I will talk about what we're going to be doing in this part. Let's just refresh. We're going to be making, like I said in the last part, this a bit more complicated so it looks better for the user. And what we're going to be doing is, instead of, I'll just give you an example. So if you notice here, when we buy an auto baker, this goes up by 10 every second. But don't you think it would look a bit cooler if it went up by 1 every 3 seconds rather than every second? So it looks like it's happening quicker. It looks a lot smoother. So the way we're going to do that is by using frames. So you need to create a variable. We're going to make this a constant variable because we don't want it to change. I'm going to call it FPS. And it's going to start. Let's just make FPS 30. 30 frames is certainly enough for a cookie clicker. And then instead of this running every second, let's run it every frame. Sorry, every frame. So this will now run 30 times a second because we've defined FPS as 30. But if we go back, since this will run 30 times a second, we're just going to get a ton of cookies. So we need to divide our CPS also by the FPS. But then we'll run into another problem, because while this is going up the same amount every second, we're going to get a lot of decimals. So what we can do to fix that is just round it. So that we can use capital M for math.round and wrap the cookies variable in that. What that'll do is when it displays it on the page, it'll be a rounded version of cookies. So the actual variable cookies doesn't change, but the display of it does, because it looks a lot cleaner. We don't want decimals like this. So we now refresh and hire an auto baker. If you notice here, you get these little flashes you get those little flashes, and that's because when we hire an auto baker, this is running. So we just also need to round this. So math.round cookies, and we'll also do it here. And we should no longer get these flashes of the decimals, lovely. And if you notice, you see how it's going up a lot smoother? So rather than happening every second, it's happening a certain amount of times every second. So if we buy a ton, like that looks a lot cleaner than if it just went up by every second. So yeah, that's cool. Now, let's make another upgrade. So I'm going to make one, and you guys feel free to make your own. Call it whatever you want. Use everything you've used in the last 3 parts of this video to make something cool. So I'm going to call this, I'm going to make this an input, and we have to give it the class of upgrade. This is a button as well, the type is button, the class is upgrade, the value, I'm going to call it hire a super baker, and we'll make an on-click event of hire super baker. So let's have a look at our super baker button. It's there, nice. Now we just need to make a function for it. So function hire super baker. Now you guys can make whatever you want. You can call it hire super chef, call it hire legendary baker, chef, whatever. Try and customize it to your own game. And I'm going to make this cost. You can make it cost whatever you want, but I'm going to make mine cost. Well, actually, let's make a variable for the super baker price. So mine's going to be 150 cookies. So if our cookies is more than equal the super baker price, then you take away your cookies because you've just bought the upgrade. What's our super baker going to give us? Let's make it increase our cookies per click by 5. And that sounds, no, maybe 3. Do 3. Because then once the baker price costs too much, this will be a better option. So let's make the super baker price increase by 10% every time you buy it. And let's also update the cookies and make sure it's rounded as well. And just like that, we've got ourselves a new upgrade. Hopefully you guys made your own and didn't just copy mine. But I guess it's fine if you did. Just looking at this, it should work. So let's have a look. Let's hire a super baker. Now our cookies should go up by 3 more. Our cookies per click is 3 more. Nice. Okay, now we're going to do one more thing this part, and then that'll be it. We want to display to the user what their cookies per click is and what their CPS is at that moment. So we'll create. Let's put a line break in. This will create some space for us to put the other 2 p tags. So we'll create another one, and let's just call this. No, we won't give it any styling yet. But we need to make 2 p tags. Okay, and this one's ID will be cookies per click text, and this one's ID will be cookies per second text. Okay, and it starts off, so your cookies per click starts off at 1, so we can go cookies per click starts off at 1, and our cookies per second starts off at 0. And then every time we buy an upgrade, we'll have to update it. So we can go document and get element by ID cpc text dot inner HTML equals cookies per click, and then the cookies per click variable. And we'll copy that for the hire baker as well. And then for the auto baker, we also need to make one. So we'll just copy paste that and change it to CPS text, and then cookies per second and CPS. Now if we go back, you can see that we have 1 cookie per click. So we bake a cookie, we get 1 cookie. But we then hire a baker, we have 2. That's 2. So boom. And if we hire a super baker, can see it goes up by 3 each time. And if we hire an auto baker, we can see our cookies per second go up. Okay, so that's all we are doing for this part. Thank you for watching. Hopefully the next part will come out soon. See ya.